welcome to Living Through Limits. Today we're going to be working on our gate, hanging the hinges. As you can see, I've already stained my boards. I've stained the boards on the gate that are behind the fencing, and we're going to work on installing the hinges. So what I'd like to do now is show how I prepare for hanging our hinges. We have our bolts with flat washers. These are 1/4 by 3 inch bolts. I have my little 1/4 inch drive ratchet with a 3/16 socket on it, and I have my opened in 7/16 wrench, which all of these fit. So we can continue with this build. I'm going to drill the holes and show how I center all those holes and stuff on the gate without having to take and measure every little thing. Also, I wanted to point out too that on my hinges, I had to drill my holes bigger. They didn't fit my 1/4 inch bolts, so I've just drilled them out just a little bit bigger using my drill press, so they would be nice straight holes and I wouldn't hurt my hands trying to hold it and drill the hole in them. So I'm going to move on to the other side of the workbench here and show how to install these hinges. Okay, here we are on the other side of the workbench, and what we have is our hinges. What I did ahead of time is I lined up kind of little pilot holes in here. I have a hinge centering bit that goes in here. Most people won't have that. I just got lucky and my wife bought me a set years and years and years ago. Makes it really easy, so I can just hold my hinge in place where I take the part that's going on the fence post and set it right flat against my edge of my 1x8, and I can figure out where I'm going to go with this hinge. One thing that you really want to make sure of, when I put this face frame together, I doweled it and glued it. I also put screws in through the end. Well, I just found out that my screws are right where my hinge had to be. So now I've got to take that screw out. So then I just take my hinge, set it over my holes, take my bolt. What I did on my bolts is I'm using a 1/4 by 3, like I said, and the flat washer, and I put a flat washer on the hinge side and on the other side of the board side. I know some people like to just take and pound those bolts right into place. Now the problem is when it goes through the other side of the board on the back, on the side I'm going to see from my house, it can split the wood out. So I just take and screw them down because those bolts have threads on them. Then I can just take my nut and washer so I put my open end wrench on the back side. Just use my ratchet to tighten these down real quick. Okay, that's our 3 hinges installed inside here in the shop. So now what we're going to do is we'll take it out and over to the gate, or to the fence actually, and I'm going to put another strip on the side of this, of the side of the framework, just so it gives me spacing on the fence post. So it'll give the same space between the hinge side and the latch side of the gate, and get it leveled up and get these hinges on, and then we'll move on to the next step after that. Okay, now what I'm doing is I'm lining up my fence. I've got my little bit that centers my holes. And of course, wood anymore, you can't, hard to get good wood. So everything wants to be stubborn on you. So I just take my pilot, and then put my pilot hole bit in here. Line it up with my pilot hole. What I measured up for here is there's a landing that's going to be right here coming up from my steps down here, and this will give me clearance as I open the gate to not drag on that landing. I'm going to have to rework some of this brickwork so it comes out over here, so when the gate opens, right now it's not going to open all the way, but that way the gate will open and come up against the brickwork here. But for now, it looks pretty good. I'm gonna check and make sure that we stay plumb, and we are really good. We have our height, so I know several of my boards will have to be cut off. And so, seeing that we have 8-inch, well, 7 7 7/8, and our boards are wet. We have 36 1/8. So I'm going to write it on the outside here. No one will ever see this. So we have, if you say an 8-inch board, 8 goes into 36, what? 3.5 times. So what we can do is we can cut our boards off to length. This board's going to have to be cut off. I want to thank you for watching. That's going to complete our build for today. Please subscribe to our channel. Hit the little notification button so your bell when you know it's up. Give a thumbs up for if you like this video. Pass it on to your friends. Tell them to check it out. We're trying to do everything through living through limits. Thank you.